Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our today hands-on demo session on Azure AI Content Safety. It is Feb 2025, and we are experiencing very huge snow outside, specifically in Great Lakes area. What about you, Rahat?
Same here too. I'm based in Montreal and we're having almost 40 to 60 centimeter of snow. It's beautiful, but also like it's not that convenient always.
Absolutely, it is. Driving is a big problem, and I just went to Walmart. It is really so difficult, but that's what North America life is. So today, as we all know, I have been joined by one of the very talented, my friend Rahat Yasir, who is one of the renowned MVP in AI, and we will talk about Azure AI content safety. Thank you so much, the folks who are joining online today, and we will talk about content safety.
So, okay. Do you want to share my screen?
Absolutely, please go
Okay,
ahead.
let me do that one. So, I believe everyone is using ChatGPT or different types of chatbot these days, and we know generative AI is kind of like created a huge level of like revolution. But one of the interesting part is are those
Uh,
generative AI?
Rahat, would you mind to share your screen? Look
Yeah,
like
can you see my screen?
yeah,
I can share. I'm
yeah.
sharing my screen right now. Do you see it?
Uh, no, I cannot see it yet.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing and then. Oh, you need to stop sharing from your side, I think.
Is it
Yeah.
okay?
Okay, let me do it now. Can you see it now?
Yeah, yeah, we can
Perfect.
see it. Thank you.
Okay, so as I was saying that all the chatbot that we are using, plus also like we're developing for our companies, are they safe to use? Sometimes some of those chatbots are interacting with young people, a young audience. They're also like asking having sensitive conversation as well. So to make things simple and kind of like unified, Azure has already launched a tool called Azure AI Content Safety, and they have already embedded it with the most of the Azure OpenAI services. So how does it look? So there are like some four categories of content safety. First one is the is it violent content or not? Is there any hate content or not? Is there any sexual content or not? Is there any like a self harm content or not? And again, it's not just from the textual content. There is can be image too. Both text and image based content can be filtered through this process. You can train your own like with your own custom data. You can also like set a bunch of threshold so that what is the acceptance level? Is it too high? It's too low? If we are developing a chatbot for people of below 12 years old or kids below 12 years old, in that case, the threshold should be really high. What if someone asks something inappropriate? What if our chatbot responds with some inappropriate content in that case? But in some cases, if it is a 18 plus like application, in that case the threshold should be medium or low in that case. So it's a pretty like a popular right now as your AI content safety, and we will try to give a hands-on demo how to use it, how to connect it with your own application. So the first thing, if you want to use content safety, that first thing you need to do is create a content safety like service. So once you're in your Azure portal, just go to create a resource, and then you just need to type content safety. You can see it's already showing. So once you are here, you need to like click this, and then you need to create your own content safety. You need to provide the resource name. Suppose I have selected this. You need to provide content safety Feb 2025, and then you also need to select the pricing tier. In this case, it's S0, but you can also get full detail about the pricing table, how much does it cost, how much it is free, and then for web standard or images, how much it's for what type of images. So you can do your calculation based on your need, but for this case, I'll select a standard S0. And then if I select is next, I can either open it for all network or I can even like open it for certain like selected network, like similar to like a VPN, virtual
Mm-hmm.
private network.
And Rahat, while I'm doing it, I got F0 as well for content safety. Just to our audience, someone asked me in chat as well. So, for example, if if we look over here, you might get a free content safety as well, or
Yes.
you might get standard. So it depend on your subscription level as well. So, we will highly suggest to start with free pricing tier just to for hands-on and demo.
But most of the things that we will show here are like text based, text prompt based,
Okay.
so they are kind of like a free. And again, like unless someone is using it in bulk, like thousands and thousands and millions, it's mostly
Mm-hmm.
free actually. Yeah.
Absolutely. You could go ahead and share your screen.
And again, you need to put identity, based on identity management. You can put tags to for the cost management as well, and then you can review. If you're happy, you can create that one. And again, creating this won't cost you anything. But we already have created one. I just want to show it here. So this is the one, content safety. I created that one in December 2021, 2024. So once you create that one, it will look like something like this. You can also like get a bunch of like information that you need regarding your security, regarding your resource management. You need to know the key to connect it with or your OpenAI. You also need to know the endpoint as well. In this case, I can just like copy it and keep it safe. So once it is ready, you're ready to use. But again, it's just a service that you have created. You will still need to create some sort of process connected with your OpenAI services. So now if I go back to my Azure Machine Learning Studio, if audience have already seen a bunch of demos that we have shown last few months. We have shown different demos on prompt flow. We have shown a lot of different demos on how prompt flow works, how can we connect it, how can we connect different types of like runtime, how can we connect OpenAI services and other things. We also prepared some chatbot in the past in terms of like how can we chat on our own data, how can we chat from Wikipedia data, those kind of things. But you can see if you go to the prompt flow and then click on connection, I have already created that connection that is already there. So once you create that service, content safety, you need to come here, create a new connection. You can select Azure Content Safety or as an OpenAI, Azure AI Search. We have already shown some example in the past, but just to show to the audience, you will click Azure Content Safety. You will put the name. You will put the API and endpoint. If you remember, we have seen the API and endpoint here, and then you will select the as it is the version and then save. Once you click this one, it will be added like this exactly, content safety 2024. So it will look like what is the name, what is the provider, which is Azure content safety, exactly this one, created by who, and what is the endpoint. So once it is created, then we can use it. So what is the use? As we said, it is a hands-on demo. So in our last demo, we have used not this one, I believe this one, WS2. Um, okay, yes, I have already created a compute session as well. So we have given this demo. If you remember, what was happening is, let me just delete so that we can do it from scratch. So we have built a chatbot where we were asking something, we were converting it to embedding, and then we were looking at our database on our knowledge space, and then we were finding the right content, and then we were answering the question. So if I just run it just for the sake, tell me the name of all the South Asian countries. So if I just run that one, how does it look? Here, there is no content safety. It's just as it is that we built in the past. So if we run it, it's a very basic chatbot, and it's chatting on our own data. Before you run it, you need to click here to create a compute session, but I have already created, and this compute is serverless. You can see VM size is standard E4S v3, and it turned off automatically after 1 hour. So it's very cost saving as well. So if we look at the view output, I asked, tell me the name of all the South Asian countries. It found it on the document, wikipedia.pdf, and it's saying all the name of the South Asian countries. That's good. So what if we ask something irrelevant, like completely random? So what does it say? Uh, do you know I do not like black cat? Again, I like all sorts of cats, but just asking something random. So is it something, should we ask it? Are allowed, people are allowed to ask, is there any validation here? What is happening? So usually here, as we are just doing some information search, it won't stop me. It will take it as an input. It will look it into this its own database, and then it will kind of like try to find out. I don't have access to personal opinion or feelings about specific subjects, such as preference for black cat. If you have any other question, need to blah blah blah. So it says source none, and then it says a bunch of like good response that it doesn't have any personal. But again, as a content safety, we want to know what type of like safe content it is. Is it bad? It is sexual? It is harmful? So to add that part, we can add this content safety to two parts. One is at the beginning, one is at the end. So how do we add it? So you just click more to, and then you see a bunch of options: content safety, SERP API, blah blah blah. So if we want to do search on websites or outside of internet, we need to do SERP API, just to mention. We can show demo in the future as well. But for this one today, we want to do content safety text analyze. So if we click,
Correct.
we need to put in it content safety test, uh, output test. So let's click add. But suppose we need to select the connection. I have already showed how to connect that one. We just select the connection as your content safety, this one. Then we need to set the what is the category sensitivity. Hate category, as we said, maybe it's for someone below 15 years old. Self harm, very high. Sexual, we very high. And then which text? Text here is answer the question. So here we just need to answer the question with context. So this one. And then violence category is also like high sensitive. It's a very sensitive content safety topic. We can also have some sort of bool, and when it's accepted, when it's not accepted, we can keep it later. So we added content safety at the end of our text and see, can we detect those kind of harmful things or not on the same question. So now we will run it and see what does content safety says. And this is not only uh, keeping content safe, it's also like keeping yourself safe. As a company, if you build a tool, launch it outside, people will ask it random question. So in that case, you need to keep yourself safe. Okay, output is same, but if you go down and run it, what does it say? So suggested action, it's not super harmful. It's accepted even with a high sensitivity. So what if I say something really bad, like uh, black cats wants to kill themselves? It's really a bad content. We should not ask it. It's a harmful or something like that. But can our content safety detect that? So this is what we want to check in this case. We know the output will be similar. It's still saying yes. It's accepted. That's interesting. I was expecting like it's gonna tell us like not accepted, but again, this
Maybe
is
we could switch little question and say the that question is odd, but black
yes.
cat want to kill a dog or
Oh,
dog
okay.
want to something.
So let's see. We are not asking anything harmful to human. We will also try. What if I say something really like sexual, like individual harmful content? What happens? Oh, there is one specific problem. Like there is the answer. I made a mistake here, so that's an interesting part too. So when I'm passing it to the content, so look at the output. So the output is, I'm sorry, but I don't have relevant information provided source to answer to your question. So what is happening here? Why it didn't got the like sensitive level bad? Because the answer that is created with context is this. So this is a good answer. So and that's why our content safety is saying that this is accepted. Now let's change it to input. That's where actually it will be interesting part. Now it should actually get the right input. So I made the mistake, but again, it's a good way of like identifying our
That's
chatbot is actually
that's
filtering
what
the answer. Yeah,
yeah, that's what everyone is liking our hands-on demo because we are
yeah.
doing it real time. We did not prepare the slide. It's not slide. We did not prepare even the question. We are going very random, and that's what so many folks can connect with us
Now
and
let's
from.
see. So we ask the same thing. Black cat wants to kill a dog. It's rejected. So it is rejected, and it's saying violence is rejected. It's not hateful, it's not self-harm, it's not sexual, but it's violence, violent information. So what was happening before?
Amazing.
We were not passing the input, we were passing the general information, and our chatbot was already I don't know the source, no relevant information found in the provided source. So this was going through the content safety. So what we need to do is we need to pass it through, and then if it is not rejected, then it will go to it is supposed to go to the embedding part. If you remember the other question that we asked, the self-harm, black cat wants to kill itself. So it should be it's a harmful content, it's a bad content, but does it stop it? So those are the things we can put that guardrail right at the input beginning. And if it is something sexual, harmful, bad content, we should not pass it to the chatbot. But it is also good that our chatbot already has some content safety embedded on that one. So it's kind of like it's saying I'm sorry, but there is no like a context provided. It doesn't have the knowledge, so it's stopping us. But it's also like giving us the reject that it's a self harm, because black cat should not kill itself. It's trying to like harm itself. So this is one of the interesting part. As OpenAI models are getting smarter, and they're also like getting safer too for usage, and we see the response as we have used in this case GPT-4. GPT-4 has already a lot of like content safety embedded on them. That's why we can see it's not giving us wrong information. But one of the safest part is to have a content safety at the beginning, have a content safety at the end, so that every single input that comes through, it's filtered for those specific categories, and every single output that it goes through, it's also filtered based on those specific categories as well. And it's super easy to use. You can just connect it with your existing prompt flow as a specific node, and then set your own sensitivity.
That's good. And we did not only showcase real-time demo, we identified a problem, we changed the violence category, we changed the input as well from the text. The input, as soon as we change it to the question, it is as expected, flag that question over there. So stay tuned, folks, for another demo, and we will see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.